You've been there. You've experienced them. Here are some of our pet peeves when we travel to Walt Disney World.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Awesome. All right. Well, that my left finger gun was a little late to the game.
I gotta have like a.
I know. You went
face.
straight, and I was like, I'm the single shooter today, folks.
Yeah, what's the dealio on that? What up, what up?
Welcome back. Yes, that was quite the guffaw you had going on there. Oh, this guy. This guy.
What's up, Bert?
Hey, man. What's up? What's crackin'?
Oh, not much, man. You guys, we are gonna talk about some pet peeves today.
Yes.
I'm very excited about that because I mean, you guys know we have a list of some of our top 5 most annoying things that people do at Disney World. The Disney don'ts. If you haven't seen that, go back and check out that episode.
It's a good time.
Definitely a good time.
Puts things in perspective.
But we have a fun little treat for you today. We're gonna see if Greg is gonna be ready to try something here. It's gonna be really exciting.
I've been building up to this moment. Chris has warned me. He's told me what it might taste like. Yes. Yeah, that's right. We're doing a little bit of a whiskey review. Bourbon.
No, this is
whiskey.
Whiskey. Well, whiskey is bourbon. Whiskey
my
is
lack of knowledge coming through right here.
Whiskey is a generic term.
Okay.
And you can get rye, you can get bourbons, scotches, Irish whiskeys, Japanese whiskeys.
Japanese whiskey?
Yeah,
I thought they were only good for sakes.
Whiskey is world renowned. I mean, you have Canadian whiskey, there's some Australian whiskeys, Indian whiskeys.
The wide world of whiskey. Say that 5 times fast.
We're going to have some fun with it today because I got here some Ardbeg 10. This is not sponsored, but if you don't know, this comes from the Isla region, not Islay, Isla region of Scotland.
He's cultured. He says it correctly.
And we're going to have Greg take a little sip of this. So I'm going to take that glass from you, and I'll go over here really quick.
That's right.
And
here's a neat party trick here. Look at that. Woo, 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 woo. Those of you who are just listening out in podcast land don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing a fancy little thing with my fingers.
We are back.
It's a little party trick. Anyway, we're back. There you go.
So we're going to give this a swirl.
Okay, swirl. It doesn't matter if it's counterclockwise or clockwise.
Doesn't really matter.
I'm going to do both.
You
know, switch it
give
up.
it a good swirl. Come on.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
If you hold it down here.
Oh, is that why it's...
Well, I don't know why, but yeah.
Because it could work like that. Look at how it just sloshed.
Right. And then what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and take a very light sniff of that.
No! It's like formaldehyde.
I'm so excited to see
I'm
this.
just transported to my 10th grade biology class.
Yes.
Like, okay, kids, we're dissecting frogs today.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
Now go ahead and get in there again.
Get in there? I don't know if I want to get in there, Chris.
Don't smell too hard now. Just go ahead and get in there. I love peated, like briny, meaty, earthy scotches.
Why? This is the one time I wish that I had COVID, so I didn't have to taste this.
Yeah. Smell that deep. Take that in deep, sir.
No.
All right, we're gonna.
How is this enjoyable? Okay.
Cheers this.
A votre santé. To your health.
Yeah, get a nice good swig there.
Are you sloshing before you swallow?
So good.
Don't drink the water, poison. That's what I think of right now. That I'm
poison.
Don't drink the water, poison.
Good swig there.
You know, when I first swallowed it, I'm like, it's not that bad. But then it just kicks you.
Yeah, there's some
the brininess kicks you.
The brine, the peat. Now,
oh, now okay. It's lingering.
It lingers.
It lingers.
But it's staying. It's almost like a barbecue, like. But instead of
I can taste that.
But instead of like the barbecue being on like a barbecue grill, it's like they literally almost just went to some like swampy land.
Yeah.
They just set the grass on fire.
Yeah.
But then they put the meat on there.
Yep.
So it's like that, like it's like that. Like I said, that
And my throat's
briny,
yeah.
like barbecue. It's like it's almost got like a, if you chew on it a little bit, it's got like a meaty flavor to it. But now
Yes. I mean, it's digestible.
Yeah.
It's swallowable.
Yeah, but the more you let it sit there, the more like it's coming back out.
Yeah.
It's like there's a lot more depth to it than you would think.
Yeah. It's like, okay, oh here, boom.
But like very slightly, if you like really think about it, there's like
It's a gift that keeps on giving.
But get that. There's a slight taste of sweet there. It's very subtle.
I might have to take another sip.
Yeah, go for it. Let's see. Just try to
There's that hit again.
fight past the peat,
Okay.
and I get almost like a floral sweet. Just really think about what's on your tongue. Just get like kind of push past the smoke and the peatiness,
I'm pushing.
and then you, just very light. It's very like it sits on the tongue almost like a sweet, but it's smoky. It's like if you took like a very candied smoked
There it
bacon.
is.
It's very
There it is.
subtle.
Yeah, you have to sift through it. Like,
But
you're
it's there. But
excavating.
after you sit, but
It's like
once
you're excavating for pottery, but
Yeah.
the pottery is that floral sweet tanginess.
yeah, but like now it's like you actually enjoy it. Like yes, there's that smoky iodine, like very like briny, but for
Formaldehyde.
some reason it's like it sticks on your tongue and it coats your mouth.
Yeah.
But it's not bad coating your mouth. There's just like
No,
there's
it's-
a lot of complexity going on
It's
in
not
your mouth.
uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you actually like it more than you thought you would.
Yeah. Like the smell was slightly off-putting, but
Yeah.
after you drink it and you just let it sit there and you like, again, you go through all the different kinds of tastes.
Yeah. Maybe we should
It's
do
not
that.
bad.
Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should have a glass or a drink with us while we
Before-
talk
right?
about
There you go. Our pet
Disney.
peeves.
Yeah. So yeah, we can talk about it. I think
A quick one, sort of speaking of alcohol, is Disney's, rules and regulations on serving alcohol.
well, no, careful because we kind of talked about this.
Right. But it's something that was on my mind since
Well, we talked about this
we're
last
drinking
time
alcohol right now.
because we said how one of our big pet peeves, or not even pet peeves, but it was one of our big Disney don'ts,
Yes.
is like absolutely hate when people get drunk at Disney. Like I said, obviously, I like a very nice, good whiskey. I like having a glass of wine. I like having a beer. I like my tropical drinks. I like Bahama Mamas. I like them pina coladas.
Apple teenies?
No, not an appletini.
Oh, no.
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A grape knee high for those MASH fans out there.
So-
Radar with the grape knee high. I've always wanted to try that.
But my
Non-alcoholic, of course.
But my thing is with it is I look at when people don't understand that, like, for me, like, here's my pet peeve necessarily. I wish that there would be less alcohol in the parks than need to be.
Agreed.
So I like the fact that Disney brought alcohol to every single park now. It's like it was fine when it was in Epcot and there are certain things there, but it's like, dude, like at Cinderella's like royal table, did we need to have an alcoholic option?
Yeah.
Do we really need that?
Yeah, exactly. No, you bring up a good point because I like that it was contained at World of Showcase. It sort of brought out more of that mature edge, like, oh, you're actually going to the countries. Of course, a lot of countries are known for their alcohol, their drinks, so that's perfect. But when you're selling it at Woody's Lunchbox
Yeah.
in Toy Story Land, it's like, really, guys?
I just, it's not even like I'm mad about it. Like I said, it's not one of those Disney don'ts where it's like,
It's just something that we would never partake in. It's like, okay.
Well, no, I would partake in it. I would partake in the
Oh, I
in the
stand
alcohol.
corrected. I would not partake in a Woody's Lunchbox concoction, but
Well, I meant like, alcohol in general. Like I would
yeah,
have
I'd
some.
have it at Epcot.
Epcot, I wouldn't even mind having it at certain other places, but I think when you need to have an option everywhere for alcohol,
That's a overkill.
that gets annoying.
Yeah.
Now, like the Disney don'ts, we really talked about the idea of when people drink in excess. That's when it's one of those things where we
Right.
don't like it, and that's a Disney don't. It's annoying. It's very frustrating. It's not what Disney's about. But once again, like the small things, it's just like what is that whole phrase? Like you give a mouse a cookie and then it's gonna ask for a glass of milk, you know?
Just keeps asking.
Keep going, and it's just one of those.
It builds up. It snowballs.
It's kind of annoying in that aspect of it.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that I think that you brought up is really good. Another kind of pet peeve of mine, and see, these are small pet peeves. People at Disney know that they're not like the big, like you really get angry, like we said on our Disney don'ts.
Again, it's just something that you notice that's like, okay, we could do without.
Yeah.
You know, like why is this happening?
Yeah. But like one of the things that kind of annoys me is, no, we're gonna sit here and we're gonna drink it while we
You got it.
have our talk. One of the things that is semi annoying to me is when Disney decides to be cheap on things they don't need to be cheap on.
Like toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
Come on, guys. If you're staying in a DVC villa, get Cottonelle. Get some Quilted Northern, all right? Triple ply it up. You're on vacation, okay?
I didn't say that. What I meant was more...
That's what I mean, and that's what I'm saying. That's my pet peeve. They do not splurge on toilet paper. Give me some high quality TP. I'm on a little rant here. I'm on a TP rant.
What I'm saying is more like I want Disney. It's like you guys have billions of dollars. You had $72.5 million to buy Fox, and you can't switch out towels for DVC members except for every 4th day.
Right.
Like it's that expensive for you to do like a little bit more laundry. Mm-hmm. Like I get it's the whole this is like your home away from home. Like it should feel like home, but it's like still it's like you can do that for the hotel. Is it really that much more difficult to do it for the DVC owners?
Honestly, yeah.
And like not even simple things like that. Oh, we only come and pick up the trash every like 3rd day. Mm-hmm. It's like so like that was gonna destroy your bill. It's just or like when they took away like the shampoos and the soaps from certain areas.
Yes, or they
like,
locked it up
yeah.
where you couldn't like. I know that a lot of people do take some souvenirs in the form of a shampoo or a conditioner bottle, but I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's one of those things to me where it's like it's those kind of things that annoy me. It's not. I get it. Disney's a business. It has stockholders and it's got to do all that jazz. But we're talking about things that are so minuscule. It didn't need to be taken away. It's like, once again, it's something so small that it would not affect your bottom line that much compared to the other things that you have.
So I just took a sip.
Forgot about that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I forgot about that kick that just keeps kicking.
Oh, dude, this isn't even this one isn't even the one that I prefer.
Oh, really?
The one that I prefer, which is even more. So technically,
I'm getting such of a swampy, smoky, like barbecue taste.
Yeah, but it's
pleasant.
It's actually
weird
pleasant.
to say. It's a pleasant.
Yeah, like that. Once you get after a while, you just get used to.
I feel like I'm on the high seas.
Yeah,
with
it's good, isn't it?
Captain Hook.
It's
and
good.
Barbossa. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Like to me, it's one of those things where it's like I understand they got to make revenue.
Yeah.
But like, I don't understand why you have to just not. I don't want to say this. Yeah, I'll say it.
Go for it, man. Unfiltered.
Like Disney, for crying out loud, dude. It's a towel. Like you could be a little bit more courteous just because they're DVC members and not a hotel guest. Like I don't get the rationale for that.
I agree. I know DVC. Like you buy into a contract. Yeah. Like you're in it for the long haul. It's extra perks should be there. And yeah, what's a little extra, towel or TP to go around?
All right, what's your
So, going off of food and drink, this is just a pet peeve because if you don't know about it, as a foodie, you will miss out, and it's a constantly changing atmosphere or menu. It's the secret menus at certain restaurants in the parks and the resorts. And I recently figured out that there's a lot more to it than meets the eye, and you have to know to ask the bartender or the server, oh hey, can you make it instead of this, or can you give me this menu that's not listed on the mobile order app or on the menu itself. It's you gotta know.
Do you feel though, because I know they have that at what's that restaurant at Epcot? It's the secret menu. It's at
I don't know.
There's
a list that I pulled up here. There's one in Polynesian Resort, Tambu Lounge.
But
yep,
then there's one.
Ask for some secret ones.
It's at the restaurant that has Living with the Land as well.
Is it Garden Grill?
Garden Grill. I think they have a secret one.
Yeah, I think you're right. But there's this other stuff here that you just have to like secretly ask the bartender for, and they're like, "I got you, wink, wink," and they pull it out. It's like, as a foodie, I would love to try those secret concoctions, but sometimes I don't even know that they exist at that specific location. It's like, just put them on the menu, man. It's a couple extra ink blots. You got it.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, there is...
Like, it's cool about that exclusivity. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, Disney's all about, like, finding the hidden magic.
Yeah.
Like, I totally get that, but I'm like, I'd love to try it. I just don't have to... I just don't want to do a lot of research going into my,
Yeah.
vacation. Say, oh, I need to go here and remember to ask for this because it's not on the menu, you know?
I get that.
Yeah.
So I have a pet peeve.
Do you know?
Yeah, I got a many pet peeves.
So is it like a Chihuahua pet peeve, or is it like a big hungry Mastiff pet peeve? Is it like a big one or a small one?
So you went with Chihuahua. What was going to be the other canine that you were going to choose? Because you just went to big Wawa pet peeve.
Big Wawa?
You said some kind of
Big Mastiff.
Mastiff?
Yeah, a Mastiff. I think
Massive, not Mastiff?
a Mastiff. I think that's like.
What's a Mastiff?
It's a big dog. It looks like a. It's
A
big
Mastiff
dog.
is a real dog?
Yeah, Mastiff. I'm looking this up, folks.
I didn't know this.
I'm just pulling this out of my memory bank here. It's a large and powerful type of dog. They're among the largest
show me a
dogs
picture.
and typically have a short coat.
So there's no modern pictures of this thing.
Oh, there is. I just decided to go on Wikipedia.
I looked at Greg's phone, and on his Google thing, on his internet was DFB.
Disney Food Blog. I love that stuff. Okay, see, that's a massive dog, and look at that tongue on that thing.
No, I'm talking about like a big dog. I'm talking about like one of those Russian guard dogs. Like those things are like the size of humans. Those things are
Okay,
huge.
yeah, they're horses.
Those things are
They're
huge.
horses.
But like one of the pet peeves that I have,
Yeah.
it has to do with security.
Okay.
And here's what I mean. When you walk in and you have to scan your magic band, or not anymore, but like.
Yeah, it's like your phone now, or you
Yeah.
use your ID.
But when you walk, you have to do one at a time. And so one of the things that was annoying to me was when we were going one time to Disney, my daughter was about 18 months. No, how old was she? She might have been like 18 months old, almost 2 years old. When we went, hold on. Yeah, about 18 months old.
Okay.
And so she was in the stroller. You know, my nephew was there, and my in-laws, all of them were there. And so we would go into like the queue to get into the parks, and you have to go through like where you scan your band. And well, they would do is I would have my daughter in the stroller, and they would say, oh, just set her to the side because she doesn't have a mandate, like she's free, so it doesn't really matter. They were like, oh, set her to the side, and then you walk through. And what was annoying to me was like the security guards didn't keep an eye on her. Like I was walking through, keeping an eye on the stroller, like not paying attention to really what I was doing.
Yeah.
So like
That's odd.
So like one time, like I walked through, and luckily, it was my father-in-law. But my father-in-law, who had already went ahead of me, went ahead and grabbed the stroller and took my daughter, to meet up with the group before I could walk through. But it was highly annoying because people said you shouldn't have left her in the stroller. Then you should have just picked her up and taken her. Well, she was asleep. So even if she wasn't, it was like one of those things where it's like, I was still like the next thing over. So there was like the person. So there was me, the security guard, and the stroller.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm right there. So it's not like it's not like I dropped you off, and then I went like 50 turnbuckles down.
Yeah, and you couldn't see him. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's one of those things like right next to me. But
Sure.
it's still one of those things where my father-in-law went ahead and took her, but the security guard didn't see them do it. So it's like
it could have been anyone.
Yeah, and I actually brought it up to the security team, and I was like, I'm not really comfortable with kind of how the security is, because it's like, and I don't want to be that mean guy, and I don't want to be that jerk, and I understand you guys are busy, but if you tell somebody to leave the stroller there and there's a kid in there, which you saw, like, you should like stand in front of it so nobody else moves the stroller. Mm-hmm. And that's the whole thing. Like, nobody should be allowed to take that stroller but me, because you saw me walk up with the stroller. Don't let anybody else take the stroller. Even if it was my wife and she's like, and she was, let's say, because other people were ahead, like the security guard should, even if like my wife or my father-in-law or my sister-in-law or anybody says, oh, I'm the grandpa or I'm the aunt, I'm the mom, I'll go ahead and take it.
Yeah.
The security guard should say, no, she was with him. She's not going anywhere until he takes her.
Right. That's what should have happened.
And so it was one of those pet peeves, and it was not me like not seeing my child there and leaving her alone, but like I was right there. So it was still one of those things where like I knew where she was safe.
Yeah.
But it was
if you didn't feel like she was safe, then you wouldn't have done it in the first place.
But it was still one of those things where it's like the security guard, like that was a pet peeve of mine. Like security when it comes to like things like that is like, and like I said, I brought it up to the security team, and I was like, I feel like this is a horrible, like, something that's looked over and could potentially be dangerous. Because like, lucky it was my father-in-law. I mean, I was right there, so if something would have happened, I would have been jumping over that turn mill instantly.
Oh yeah.
But it was
dad mode activated.
But it was one of those things where it's like, what if that wasn't my father-in-law? I mean, like I said, I was right there, so I would have said something. But still, it was like, what would happen? Like,
True.
How fast somebody could take a child? It's insane. So like that's one of those things where it was like, that was a pet peeve of mine that I actually brought up to Disney security, and I was like, and I asked to talk to a manager because I was so like baffled by security, just like, just set them here, and then they don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Like if I was a security guard and I had to have somebody set their stroller with a kid in there, I'd be like, I would hold on to the stroller, and like I wouldn't even like stand there. I'd be holding on and standing there.
Yeah.
If I was a security guard.
Yeah. Again, just for the reassurance.
Yeah.
You know, like, come on, you're security. Make it secure.
Yeah.
It's in your name.
Yeah. So that's a pet peeve.
Very valid pet peeve. Another one for me is the aggressive queuing in the lines of rides. Now, coming from a person that has a large family, when we go, a group of 7, when you go into certain rides that maybe have
one or two people.
Yeah, right. Like a pre-show.
One would say 7. Probably.
One would say 7, exactly. I mean, just pulling a number out of thin air. You know, 7.
Out of thin air.
Favorite Disney song. Oh my God, I love that song. You showed me the world when I was all locked up inside. I could just sing it right now.
Prince of Thieves, Aladdin. Better than Return of Jafar. Return of Jafar stunk.
100%.
Because they did not have Robin Williams.
Yes, that was a huge misstep. Anyway, aggressive queuing. Because from one of 7 in a group, especially with pre-shows when people are, all huddle into a room and they're like, okay, a door will open, let's go. Like Tower of Terror or Test Track.
Yep.
Like after you build your own car. People come out of both sides, and then you're trying your best to stay with your group. Other people are nudging in, and other groups or other guests have groups as well. So then now all of a sudden you find yourself that's like 2 of your group is in the lead, but then you're blocked by like 3 people. Like, do you ask to go up? Do you go back? It's like people are trying to get to the end of the line.
That's almost kind of like what we said with the don't do's. Like don't like skip. Like if you
no skipping or just. Stay with your group. You will get on the ride. Just, because it adds that extra, like, nth degree of tension and stress. It's like, will we get separated in a line that we're already in? Especially if, like, you're in the Fast Pass line. Like, you wouldn't expect that, but it happens.
Yeah. So I agree. There's another pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
So, like, how I like certain restaurants or stands or different places throughout the parks, they have the big water jugs that you can take ice cold water.
Yes.
What annoys me about those things is like they give you like a cup this big, and then you can fill up, and then it's like, oh well, I took a jug, then I have to go back get a jug. Or it's like you take one jug and you stand there, fill it up again, take another. But you don't want to do that. You don't want to be that guy. But you don't want to take one little tiny glass, go sit back down, drink it in a second, and then go all the way back. It's like, once again, Disney. It's like, why don't you just go ahead and give bigger cups?
Try that on for size.
Yeah, it's one of those. I don't get it. Like,
and then you have people that pay like through the nose for a Dasani water. I don't like Dasani. I think it has a weird aftertaste, so I don't want to spend that kind of money in the parks.
Yeah, I don't like Dasani.
Ask for like ice water, but I do see your point there.
Yeah,
I do see your point.
No, I get that. And so here's the other thing though. Like, you also don't want to be that person that when they fill that up, that you take your whole gigantic water jug and you just...
Oh, yeah. No.
So you don't want to be that guy either. True. But you don't want to go to the bubbler, which Orlando water sucks. It's nasty.
It's bad. There was this one time that I was so thirsty I forgot to like grab some ice water. So in the queue rides, I would take a sip of the water from the bubbler, and I would just do that throughout the vacation, and I would actually rank the want the bubblers and see which ones were like my...
Which one was the worst?
Yes. The worst and the least worst, meaning the somewhat semi-best if you were dying of starvation, of thirst.
Yeah.
And the one in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, that one is not so good.
Not so good.
Yeah, you can get scurvy from there.
Yeah, scurvy.
All right? Them scurvy.
Don't you have to drink orange juice? You have
Yeah,
to get
vitamin C.
Yeah, vitamin C you have to get to cure scurvy.
That's right.
But
Go to Orange Tree Terrace. Or Sunshine Tree Terrace to pick up an orange
you
squirrel.
want to know how I learned how to cure scurvy?
You were on a boat in the high seas, and you were... What?
Well, you said it's like being on a ship with Captain Hook.
That Captain Hook and Barbossa together. Imagine that group.
No, I was actually, when I was a kid, there was an episode of House where this girl got sick and they couldn't figure it out, and then eventually at the end of the show, they're like, it's scurvy. And it's just like, all you had to do was just drink orange juice.
Oh, takes a couple sips of Tropicana, she's good. She gets out of the gurney and she's well on her way. That's just too funny.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
So the water is just awful, and the bubblers are just nasty.
Yeah,
They all sorts of nasty.
Very nasty.
So,
But
I
stay
said mine.
hydrated.
So I had the water one.
And
What's
I
yours?
piggybacked off of that. I might have touched upon this in an earlier episode, but it's just the state and quality of Disney pins out on the market. Because when pins first came into being in like the late 90s, early 2000s, they actually gave out quality pins that cast members would wear and you could trade. Now, these pins called Hidden Mickeys have flooded the market. They're low quality, they're mass produced, and I mean, it keeps the pin trading alive.
What at Disney is not mass produced?
Touche. Touche. It's even more mass produced now. It's Mickey mass produced. But it is keeping that pin trading like flair alive, but for me, I've become more of a collector because you can't really find the quality of pins that you can by just trading like you did in the early 2000s. Like it's constantly depressing, and yeah, it's just it was just one of those things that I loved as a kid, and then just to see it degrade to where, you know, I'm in my late 20s, gonna have kids soon. I would love for them to pin trade if that's still a thing.
Wait, you're gonna
in the
have kids
future. Soon, yeah. You know, define soon. You know, is it?
Oh, because you were on a roll like I'm in my late 20s. I'm gonna have a kid soon. Like, wait, what?
Define soon.
Okay. I think what he meant to say is I'm in my late 20s. Eventually, I want to have a kid.
There you go. Eventually.
Not because the way you phrased it almost was like a surprise. Like, wait, what?
Oh, like you were actually like, is this how you're gonna drop like the?
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Like the way you went through the sentence progression was like,
True.
this is where I'm at in life.
Yeah.
And then when you said I'm gonna have a kid soon, it's like,
your eyes did go wide for a second.
I was saying, does Allison even know about this? If not, you got a lot of explaining to do.
Oh boy. Oh boy. No, yes, I will eventually have kids, and I would love
Lucy,
for them to pin trade.
Ethel,
Vera, Chuck, Dave, Beatles reference. So yeah, that's my pet peeve. It was just that the pin trading sort of culture has sort of degraded in my eyes.
It's definitely diminished a lot. Definitely diminished.
I mean, yeah, popularity has gone down, and I think partially because of the Hidden Mickeys, is people realize like you're not able to trade for
You're not getting anything
pins.
good.
Exactly.
Not getting anything
exactly.
good. So another pet peeve of mine that's come up has to do with the cups. The mugs, the refillable mugs that you used to get if you booked a Disney vacation and you were staying on a resort. Whether that was GB, I'm pretty sure you got one with DVC every single time you went. I know if you booked a hotel, you always got one.
For DVC, as long as I can remember, you actually have to purchase it separately.
Okay, so when you got a hotel room,
didn't know that.
You would always get one.
That's a nice perk.
It was a very nice perk.
Very nice.
Because like every single morning, me and my family we'd wake up. Me and my father-in-law, we'd walk down to the thing, we'd get some coffee for the ladies, and all that stuff, or get some soda. So it was like we'd get coffee, we'd slam, some coffee, we're all hanging out.
Slam a jamma.
Slam. And then we would just, get ready while we're finishing our coffee, and then we rinse it out, get it really clean, and then before we left, we'd, get some ice and fill it up with some soda before we left, and then we'd just go and do that. But now, because of their new rules, they're getting rid of that. So if you want the refillable mug, you have to spend $20 to get a refillable mug, which, once again, to me, is a very cheap move. It's, like you said, those things are mass-produced. They're freaking plastic. with a cheapo chip in the bottom of it.
Yeah.
That would know certain things. So when you put it down, it would fill up soda,
Yep.
whatever, stuff like that. And so like the reason why they had the chips is so you wouldn't bring an old cup every single year, and so it wouldn't be able to cheat the system.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where like they're super cheap. I'm pretty sure you probably even have a refillable mug.
We do.
So you know what they're like.
Yes.
They're not quality by any reason.
It's just to hold liquid.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, like if you drop them, you know, like they're definitely we still have some and we use them.
Yeah.
There's definitely like have uses, but it's one of those things where once again, it's like these are mass produced. I guarantee you, Disney makes hundreds of those on like a dime, right?
Yep.
Tons and tons and tons of those. And so you're doing that. You have a sponsorship with Coke, and so once again, you probably get for us a lot of money for Coke and a lot of money to make that plastic, but you get that at an insane discount compared to how much you make. Once again, that's not a lot of money, so you're gonna get rid of that, and that's one of those fun experiences. Like when you go there, and if you buy get a hotel room, you know you're walking away with a fun little souvenir that's usable when you go home.
Yeah.
I can fill it back up with my coffee when I get home. It's a reusable gift that like we really enjoyed. It was like, hey, I got not a free mug, but it's like, hey, I got a fun new mug, and they were different designs every single year. So it was one of those things that it's kind of annoying now. It's like, once again, Disney being cheap, and I don't know. It's just like they're taking away the things that made it fun. Those little like sprinkles of Disney magic that they would put on to be at Disney, because it's an exclusive vacation. It's expensive.
It is.
So like those things that they add to those trips, like even those small mugs, it doesn't seem like a lot, but you know, if you go every single year, you really enjoy it. And it's something as simple as a mug. It's like, you know, that's awesome. I like that. And now when they take it away, it's like, really? It's like costing you nothing for that.
Yeah,
but
you took away this little thing. Yeah, you want to be able to be satisfied with that kind of trip.
And so like that's the thing. I feel like the more and more Disney's going, obviously I know COVID hit, things had to happen, but it's one of those things like the more and more Disney's going so far since COVID. Once again, I know there's parameters there, but when I look at going, it's like they're really scaling back on a lot of things that just made it fun to go.
I agree. Yeah, like even Magical Express, where you could get a free service from the Orlando airport to Disney World. They're taking that away at the beginning of 2022.
I'm so annoyed with that.
I'm
so annoyed.
I know. It's like that was such a great service, and again, it was a part of the perk. Like the beginning of your trip like started when you were waiting in that line.
Yeah, it was
like,
and you never used it, but
I have.
What, you did?
Yeah, Magical Express. Yeah.
When?
A few times over the past. So.
Because I thought you guys always rented a car.
No. That was like a relatively new update or change. So we used to actually rent a limo back like in the 2000s.
Oh, geez.
And then one time, okay, here's this weird story. One time we were getting ready to go back to the airport after a fun Disney trip. We were waiting for our limo. Limo never showed. And then so we called into the limo company like, oh, we already picked up the heels. We're like, no, we've been waiting here for like an hour, and like our plane is, like we need to get to the airport. And so somebody masqueraded as the Heel family, and the limo driver didn't really ask any questions or see any ID, and just took them. And my dad's like, okay, well, we spent a lot of money on a limo, so we're not gonna do that anymore. And then we started doing Magical Express. This was in like the mid 2010s.
Yeah.
And then after a couple times, that was fun and all, but we had a pet peeve of the Disney transportation, like the buses.
Yeah.
Specifically, because if it was all about timing, because if you finished your time at the park, you went to the bus station, you just missed yours, you had to wait sometimes maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes. You could have tried to, hop on a bus that was going to like a close by resort. That could be your plan B. But we wanted to be able to control when we could leave without that stress. And then we started renting cars. And so we haven't really looked back since. But yes, we did try Magical Express. It was very enjoyable, but of course you had multiple pit stops before getting to your actual location.
I mean, besides going between resorts, the big thing was going from the airport to the resort.
And free service too. It was complimentary.
Well, that was probably factored into the pricing.
True, but again, Disney played it off as complimentary.
But it's one of those things where it's like, that's part of the fun. Like, you go to the airport, like, to, you know, when you get to MCO, you go down to the bus station area, and you get into the Disney line.
Oh, dude.
Right? And
No
that's like,
better
you know
feeling.
your trip is now
Yes.
going.
You see that Mickey with the bus driver hat on?
And so the fact that they took that
go.
away, it's like, once again, they're just taking something back. And this
Like,
is
what's
why
next?
this is why I hate Bob Chapek. Bob Chapek, just go. Just go.
Take
Like,
Mary Poppins' umbrella and just float off into the distance.
no, don't do that, because Mary Poppins' umbrella is useful. You can go.
Oh, burn.
You can go.
Burn.
So that's one of the things is I loved the Disney Express. It was one of those fun things.
Yes.
Like, it's one of those, like, with my kids being older now, because we're going in September, so we're gonna be able to do the Magical Express one last time.
Yep. When Allison and I go in June,
Yeah.
we're gonna be utilizing that for sure.
So it's gonna be the last time.
Though I did hear that Mears is planning on getting a contract with Disney to take us guests from the airport to the Disney
Yeah, we'll
World.
see how
But
that
again,
goes.
Yeah,
Bob
see how that
Chapek will
goes.
take it away anyways,
Yeah, I don't know how.
because that's just what he does.
Not too optimistic about that.
So, like, it's just one of those things where it's like, I'm gonna be excited because my four-year-old's, you know, at the age now, not, you know, my 1.5-year-old, not so much, but my 4-year-old, she's gonna be so excited, gonna be pumped, all this stuff, you know.
She can start to remember.
Yeah, it's gonna be
this
so
memory
great.
now.
So it's
great.
like, I'm gonna be recording us going down to, you know, that section to
Yeah.
see the bus and be like, make the video. This is last time the Disney Express is gonna be rolling for us.
It'll be like an artifact then, you know? It's just
Yeah.
like, remember when, kids?
It's so annoying. I hate it.
Ugh.
I hate it.
Yeah, but
So-
even though there are a lot of pet peeves, Disney still brings the magic, and that's why we cannot stop going.
I don't know. There might be a day where Disney just does something where it's like, dude, I'm done. You guys have just crossed the line. There might be a point.
It'll be interesting to see what needs to happen for us to call it quits.
Yeah, so we'll see what it is.
Yeah.
If not, we'll just do a whiskey review channel.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I will. I'll bring my taste buds and
See, but here's the thing.
no expectation.
The people that I've, you know, gotten into whiskey, and because I also cook a lot and I do
Yeah.
stuff, like, the more and more I teach them how to actually taste, and, like, we find their palate, the more and more they're like, I really enjoy this.
Yeah, it's honestly more of an experience than anything. It's just, it's a lot more than just drinking liquid.
Yeah.
So that's what I like that you bring to the table.
So, really excited.
Yes.
But no, this was a fun time. Once again, many pet peeves. Everybody has a bunch of pet peeves. You know, maybe we might do some more down the road. In the comments below, write down what some of your pet peeves are.
Please let us know.
It'll be great. Once again, if you have not already, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe down below.
Hit that
Really helps out the
notification bell.
channel. Really helps out the channel.
Yes.
All right, you guys. It has been a good time.
And this is your place to get your Disney fix.
No, Greg.
Your Disney whiskey fix.
No, this is your only place to get your Disney fix.
This is your only place to get your Disney fix.
Cheers.
Cheers. Salute.
Peace.
Out. No nuts and bolts fell out of your chair this time.
I know.
What? Success.